Hey, what's going on guys? The Acolytes are back, and that means that we have the chance to get some of the best mods in the game. This video is going to be a brief overview covering what the Acolytes are all about and why it's useful to farm them. The Acolytes are related to the Shadow Stalker and first appeared in Operation Shadow Debt back in 2016. Since then they've come back a few times, and each time they bring some of the most powerful mods in the game. These mods include, but are not limited to, Maiming Strike, Weeping Wounds, Blood Rush, Argon Scope, and Body Count. They also drop a number of other mods, but these are by far the most popular. Partly because they're powerful, and partly because they sell for a good amount of platinum. The two premier mods are definitely Argon Scope and Maiming Strike, because they sell for about 200 and 400 respectively. But since they're going to be changing melee soon, some of these mods might not be worth as much in the future. There's just no way of knowing what the market is going to do yet. But the way you can get these mods and how the event works is by farming the Acolytes. So during this week from the 7th to the 14th, Acolytes are going to pop up on the star chart. And you'll be able to see which Acolyte is up and where it's located on this tab here. Currently, since the event just started, we only have Angst available. You can also see on this tab what the Acolyte's health percentage is at. In the past, this percentage was based on how many people were killing it. But for the last event, and it looks like for this event as well, this health bar is based on how long the Acolyte has been up. Which is a good thing for people trying to farm the mods because the Acolytes are going to last a lot longer. And because we know there are going to be 5 Acolytes over the course of 7 days, we will probably get a new Acolyte every day or so, until we've gotten all 5 and then the health will just run out. So let's look back at Angst now. You'll see that Angst currently says location unknown, and that means that the game is not going to tell you where the Acolyte currently is. For the Acolyte to show up here, enough people need to find it on the star chart randomly. And once enough people have done that, it'll then show what planet and what mission the Acolyte is on. So while the Acolyte remains undiscovered, I'd suggest running some other missions or watching regional chat to see if people have found it yet. Because oftentimes, once the Acolyte has been found in a mission, people will post it in regional. And on top of that, you can also use external sites like Tenno Tools or any other Acolyte tracker to see if the Acolyte has been discovered yet. Once you've found what mission the Acolyte's in, whether by regional chat or the game just telling you, you can then queue up for the mission and hunt down the Acolyte. If you don't have all the missions on the star chart unlocked, you can check things like recruiting for people who are taxing newer players to the Acolyte mission, or ask for a taxi yourself. Now the way hunting down the Acolyte in a mission works is a little funky. Basically, as soon as you spawn into the mission, a random tile on that mission's map will be chosen to trigger the Acolyte spawn, which means that you might want to search every single room to check for the Acolyte. You'll know when you've triggered the Acolyte because the screen will flash just like when a Stalker or an invading syndicate comes to kill you. However, unlike those cases, the Acolyte will spawn on a random member of your team, which means that even if you're the one to trigger it, it might not spawn on you. So typically, once you start seeing flashing, you want to group up with your team and kill the Acolyte together. For one, being together is going to help you guys kill the Acolyte, but you also want to be there to pick up the mod when it dies. You can always go back and grab the mod later, but it's easier to just be there right away. And if a member of your team isn't there when the Acolyte dies, it's nice to just mark the location so they know where to go. Now you'll notice when you kill the Acolyte, you're not actually going to take all of its health down. You're simply going to take a small percentage every time you kill it. And once you've hit the right health threshold, the Acolyte will become immune and drop its loot. Once this happens, all you need to do is complete the mission and extract to receive the mod. You'll notice a drop is unidentified and are only revealed upon extracting. And when a mod drops, everyone in your group is going to get the same drop. And because you're not killing the Acolytes, things like drop chance boosters or Necros' Desecrate is not going to work. And depending on what mission you join, it can be kind of difficult to find the Acolyte. Some missions are easier than others. By far the easiest one though is Defense, because the Acolyte will spawn as soon as you get near the objective. But some of the other missions you might need to run around and look in every room to find the Acolyte, which can cost you time overall and slow down your Acolyte farm. Because of this, it can be good to bring fast frames like Volt, Nezha, or Zephyr while you're hunting them down and running around looking for the spawn. As for your weapon, you probably want a high burst damage weapon that can kill the Acolyte quickly. So just bring what you can and then work with your team to kill them ASAP. And the last thing I'll mention about queuing for missions is that doing it solo or with an organized group is definitely the best, because you'll be able to control where the Acolyte spawns easier, and with an organized group you should be able to cover the map very quickly. But hopefully that gives you guys a good idea of how the Acolytes work if you didn't know already. And if you want to see a full list of all the Acolytes and their drops, you can check this list here, which I'll leave a link for in the description. If you guys have any tips or tricks that I missed, leave a comment below, and maybe you'll help someone else or even me farm the Acolytes faster. And remember, drops are all RNG. So it could take you 1 run to get the mod you want, or 50. It's all going to depend on how lucky you are. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. Hope you all have a good one, and good luck farming those Acolytes.